Lauri Heinonen from Finland through the gears in a car that he said he has barely touched all season. And listen to that Dodge V8 supercharger scream as he fires around this circuit in Spain. And Lauri Heinonen from the get-go looked like he was absolutely on it, but now starts to make a few mistakes, misses that in the zone. Can he collect this one? He's just a little shy on it, gets the job done. Through the start line they go, sorry, no chicane anymore, through the gears, down. As Lauri Heinonen, big clutch kick, flicks that 180SX to angle. But there's no chance that Cherba's going to let him get away, and almost takes a back bumper off the back end of that S13 as he now makes another dive. And Cherba knows he can rely on the finished driver to push it to the limit. And look at the angle from Lauri Heinonen as he absolutely throws caution to the wind and puts the car right on the top step of the podium here last year. He won his whole event, fires through the gears, rain falls on the windscreen of Lauri Heinenen's S13 as he puts wheels to curb, bumper to walls. Heinonen now starts to feel the effects of the rain here in Finland. Doesn't disturb him though as he now once again looks for that outside zone, fires through as he comes down the hill, the V8 screaming as he jumps the car over that compression, flicks it to angle. Heinonen on the throttle nice and early, puts the bumper to the wall. Dodge Pro-charged V8 S13. He comes off the line screaming through the gears, a 94. He'll want to be up there though in the show. Big angle, big flick, big commitment as he puts the back end of that 180SX right to the wall, all the way around as Lauri Heinonen now fires through the middle of the circuit. Wall run once again, the tailgate pops open as he fires down the hill, collecting the dots. This is unbelievable from Lauri Heinonen, but will the judges favour the wall runs as he crosses the line?
Just committed to putting on a show from the get-go. He's champion, but Yves Meyer's got momentum behind him.
He certainly has got momentum behind him, but he's fighting that forward. He's feeling ever more confident every single round. The Drift Masters as they fire through off that start line. Look at Heinonen though, goes to that straight line approach as they fire into that outside zone. Look at this, it's even starting to dry now. That second outside zone, smoke appearing from both cars and both struggling to get that car to angle as they fire through. Heinonen won't want to let Yves Meyer get away as they fire down the hill, and Yves Meyer starts to pour a gap on Lauri Heinonen and he keeps it away from the puddle. And look at this from the Swiss driver as he puts it right where it needs to be, on throttle. Heinonen struggles. Outside zone 2 a little early. Well, it's now time to see what Heinonen can do. The weight of the finish here on his shoulders as he fires through. And look at this from Yves Meyer again, another straight line approach as he now looks for the side of that S13, and Heinonen goes for shallow angle. And look at this from Yves Meyer, a big clutch kick in that GR Super as he puts it where it needs to be. Heinonen fires through the middle of the circuit as Yves Meyer has to take to the curve to shortcut that circuit. Now they fire down to the trickiest part of the circuit. Yves Meyer's going to go wide as Heinonen gets the transition tight. Yves Meyer gets it wrong. Across the line goes Meyer. Into gear, looks across the camera, gives a little nod. And Lauri Heinonen opted to lead first as they come off that start line. Lauri Heinonen doesn't want to change the script. He knows what he knows and he knows what he likes as he flicks that car from left to right. And look at this, straight onto it. Jarkko Juhla knows he can trust Lauri Heinonen. He would have watched this man growing up. He would have watched the skill that Lauri Heinonen has, and he would have cheered him on from the sidelines when he won that championship in 2024. But look at this, Jarkko Juhla goes for it, and that was a wobble from Lauri Heinonen. Was that forced by Jarkko Juhla? Well, we'll find out from the judges as he comes firing down the hill. Lauri Heinonen steps on the throttle once again. You hear that V8 scream as he flicks the car to angle. Juhla on the inside, he can't find the side to work it out right now. You're on the line, it's time to go. They slot the cars into gear, through the gears they go. Heinonen flicks it from left to right and puts that car right to the edge of the circuit. Opens up the throttle, but look at Shanahan, he's on the door and now starts to pull away as Lauri Heinonen finds a little bit of grip, some pace that's left on the circuit. The wipers are on, the rain starts to fall in Finland once again as they go bumper to bumper on the transition. There's no shaking on Shanahan. He wants a taste of that champagne as he pushes almost Lauri Heinonen through that hill section as they come back up the hill once again into the second to last outside zone. Heinonen goes wide, flexes the back end, and Shanahan is on the door. He's saying to him, you can do this, you've got this, you can take him down. But can he take down Lauri Heinonen? The 2024 champion takes on the 2023 champion right now for a spot in the final as Shanahan fires it into that first outside zone, dials the car in on the handbrake, but he opens the door for Heinonen. They go bumper to bumper onto the wall as Heinonen can trust Shanahan. He leans on him, he waits for the transition as Shanahan flicks it. Heinonen goes for the back bumper once again. They both go mirror image, mirror the angle, the good proximity. They transition together down the hill. Shanahan fires it in. Can he get this job done as he puts it through that second to last outside zone? Now Heinonen squeezes the ball, looks for the rear wheel as they touch the wall across the line.
Wow.
Everybody are on their feet as they leave the line. This is going to be one for the history books for Lauri Heinonen as he flicks that car across the circuit, goes for that first outside zone, puts a bumper to the wall, and now Korpolinski sees an opening, starts to apply the pressure, starts to put himself where he needs to be. As Heinonen takes a very nice line through the centre of the circuit, full wet track once again as he goes deep into outside zone 4, puts the back end towards the wall. Korpolinski can't be shaken though. The Polishman is hungry for that taste of champagne as they come down the hill. He flicks it through as Korpolinski sees the opening and goes for the side, and the rear wheel of Lauri Heinenen's S13.
Yeah, this rain has played exactly into the hand of Lauri Heinonen. He said if the conditions...
There we go to get the green light ready to go. This could be the final run of the third and fourth place playoff. They come through the gears. Pavel Korpolinski flicks that car across the track as the rain starts to fall heavier in Finland. They touch on initiation and on the way into that second outside zone, and Heinenen's closer than Korpolinski as he starts to apply more pressure than before. Look at this, he's squeezing Korpolinski, but now he gives him the room to manoeuvre as he transitions through. Korpolinski takes that momentum and fires the car towards the wall. It's not as deep as Heinonen as they fire down the hill. Korpolinski looks for the outside zone, and Heinonen goes for one more push, one more dive up the inside as Korpolinski takes it to the wall. Heinonen on the rear wheel.
Wow, I mean, Pavel out front.
Knows the bar has been set for Wycheck. He's going to hammer through the gears. This man yesterday apparently had the perfect run. Well, can he replicate that right now as Lauri Heinonen puts the car right where it needs to be, but he's wide. And the car didn't react, it didn't grip on the outside zone 3, but nevertheless he gets himself back into it as the Finnish driver now balances this NASCAR V8 Pro-charged S13 around the circuit, foot flat to the floor as it screams across the line.
I don't know if a driver...
Qualifier, they get the green light and they're off through the gears. And Lauri Heinonen said it's like a fantasy battle, chasing and battling Naoki Nakamura as Nakamura matches the initiation, but Lauri Heinonen deals with it better and fires that car right across the circuit. Now starts to pull away as Nakamura tries to get himself back into the fight, makes a big dive in the outside zone as Heinonen puts that car right to the edge of the circuit, fires it towards the wall and gets it done perfectly, and Nakamura fires through the smoke, just can't get there, just can't get that proximity. Interesting, this bit. We talked about this a lot. Here we go, Nakamura to lead out Lauri Heinonen. What can Lauri Heinonen do? Can he deal with these crazy initiations from the Japanese driver? And look at the pace that Nakamura's firing in, big angle. Heinonen deals with it, sticks to his own thing now, starts to settle himself into the barrel as Nakamura goes for the outside zone. Heinonen finds himself on the inside. Nakamura wheels over the edge of the circuit as Lauri Heinonen fires through the smoke, looks for the side of that GR86, trying to get himself into the mix, stands on the foot brake as Nakamura trying to slow that car down, and Heinonen has been refining the setup, refining the car, getting the car ready, and look at this, he's drag racing him down the start line as he goes for the side of the car. Big flick from Heinonen as he puts that car at an incredible angle, and it catches Boitolaccio out as he hangs onto the throttle, pushes the throttle further through the floor than he has before, but he goes deep in there and there's smoke from the bonnet. There's smoke from the bonnet. serious upsets. And here he goes, Heinonen back in his own car for round 6 as he flicks that 180 SX2 angle. That Dodge NASCAR Pro-charged engine screams as Heinonen puts the back end towards the wall, flexes the carbon fibre as he now gets into it once again into outside zone 4, and then he knows slowing down as he screams through this steel arena, puts it to the wall once again, flexes the back end, and Heinenen's on an absolute ripper as he goes for the wall and across in front of it. Nevertheless, comes off the line back in his own car this weekend after heartbreak in Riga. And you hear that thing scream as he comes down, and Heinonen will try to get himself back into where he was, top form, as he fires it towards the wall, and Heinenen's on an absolute flyer right now. Oh, big angle on the transition, used it to slow the car down, but he's shallow on outside zone 4, and he's going to come out there a little early, and he does, as he now flicks towards outside zone 5. It's nice and clean, but Heinonen making mistakes throughout the run as he goes for the final outside zone. They're into gear and off the line. It's going to be Yves Meyer to chase down Lauri Heinonen, as Heinonen, the higher qualifier, flicks that car towards the wall. And look at that, Yves Meyer makes contact with the front end. Both get themselves back into it, fire through, and Yves Meyer looks like he may have sustained some damage, struggling to get that car to angle. Lauri Heinonen leaves the outside zone a little early, fires into the last 2 outside zones, looks for the finish line and gets it to the wall and across the line.
I'll have to get back on those replays to really understand what happened with that contact.
Lauri Heinonen willing to send it. Well, they get the green light ready to go, and they're off the line and through the gears as Lauri Heinonen chased down Yves Meyer, was spotting the top 16 and waits, and judges will have to come in on this one as they fire in. Lauri Heinonen waits for Yves Meyer to get that car set up, and it's a nice lead line so far from Meyer as he flicks it to outside zone 4. Lauri Heinonen takes the opportunity on the open door to take a step in, looks for the side of that blue 890 Supra as Meyer goes wide and looks for that perfect line, and Lauri Heinonen hunts him down and now starts to stamp the approval on the final outside zone.
Yeah, 2 gladiators just going at it.
Certainly is. Pascotti, the lower qualifier, asked to chase by Lauri Heinonen. Heinonen wants to keep it to the usual format as he screams off the line. That NASCAR Pro-charge V8 180 SX puts it to the outside zone and stands in the throttle, starts to drive away from Kevin Pascotti. Pascotti going to try and use everything he can in his toolbox to make a kill on the side of that car, but he makes a mistake on that transition and allows Lauri Heinonen to get into outside zone 4 nice and early as he now fires back. Pascotti makes a mistake again, Heinonen deep onto the wall as he looks for the final outside zone, Pascotti onto the back bumper.
Yeah,
Decision to lead or chase first, we're going to find out as now Kevin Pascotti comes through the gears and up to initiation as Lauri Heinonen looks for the back bumper of that E92 BMW V8 supercharged underneath the bonnet of both cars as they stand on the accelerator. Kevin Pascotti on a beautiful lead line, but that's opening the door for Lauri Heinonen as he makes a brave dive into outside zone 4. Look at this from Heinonen, he wants to seal the deal, he wants to get the job done as Heinonen waits for the transition once again. Pascotti comes up a little short on outside zone 5 but goes deep on 6, and Heinonen is buried onto the side. Bursts through the laser and through the gears comes Björn Vincek to lead in. Lauri Heinonen sparks are up once again. The Heinonen not letting Vincek get away as they fire into outside zone 2. Look at this, a big clutch kick from Lauri Heinonen. He knows that Vincek's fast as he fires back again onto the rear bumper. A little check up there from Lauri Heinonen. He thought he was going to make contact with Vincek as they go once again for a big transition. Lauri Heinonen looking for the door and he finds it, and they get to the final outside zone glued together.
It's what we were hoping for. It's exactly what we were hoping for. Piotr Vincek out front, running his run, running that incredible lead line again. I mean,
and working these long days. Both the cars slamming to gear. Lauri Heinonen now the finish. Driver to lead out Björn Vincek as they come through the gears. Vincek knows that Heinenen's fast as they both flick to angle and down into outside zone 1 onto the wall. Goes Heinonen, he on the throttle nice and early. Vincek though got the grip in the car, got the car turned up to 100 as he waits for the transition. It's perfect for Vincek as Lauri Heinonen leads it into outside zone 4. There's no shaking the Polishman. He's on a hunt this weekend and he fires it into the wall. Lauri Heinonen is going for it. There's nothing left on the table as Vincek pushes him across the line.
What is going to stop Piotr Vincek?
It's the NASCAR V8 underneath the bonnet with a Pro Charger on it as Lauri Heinonen fires in, a man that did it here last time he was here, won the championship under the lights in Poland as he puts that car where it needs to be. That's beautiful from Lauri Heinonen as he works his way around outside zone 4. And look at this, he couldn't be further into the wall. It's bumper to wall, wheel to wall. It's everything the judges were looking for as he fires it in to outside zone 6 on the throttle nice and early. You can hear that NASCAR V8 scream as Lauri Heinonen balances the back end of it close to the wall.
We are Yes, Jesse.
Yeah, and the 170 SX is what we're going to call it this weekend. Slams through the gears, that NASCAR Pro Charge V8 screams as he puts it towards the wall on outside zone 1. The pyro and the CO2 erupt from the back end of the car as Lauri Heinonen looks to try and set the scoreboard alight. A little wobble in outside zone 4, but keeps a hold of it as Heinonen hammers the throttle through the floor, looks for outside zone 5. It's nice and deep as he checks the car up and then fires it across the circuit. Lauri Heinonen into outside zone 6, dabbing the foot brake, working it, making sure the car's where it needs to be, across the line as he hammers through the gears in this Dodge NASCAR Pro Charge V8 S13. David Spossop in the 2JZ S15, hunting him down. A nice lead line through outside zone 1 already for Heinonen as he flicks that car towards the wall. It's beautiful for Heinonen, but look at Spossop, backing down from the Polish driver as he goes to go wheel to wheel. Lauri Heinonen on an absolute flyer though. The lead line is beautiful from Heinonen as he fires in to outside zone 6. David Spossop with him though, now starts to rein him in, starts to match the angle as David Spossop looks for the front wheel, flicks it to angle and across the line.
Lauri was just beautiful out front. It is just
Heinonen, as you say, Jacob, on an absolute flyer of a league line. And didn't look like David Spossop could really get himself into the fight. And see how this one plays when they switch him around to Spossop now to lead out Heinonen. And look at this, Heinonen already falling into formation as he looks for the side of that S15. They go bumper to bumper on the transition as Heinonen now once again looks for the side of that purple S15. It's a clean lead line from Spossop, but he's not deep into the zones. He starts to try and shortcut. The tyre erupts on fire on the transition and Lauri Heinonen goes for a big dive onto the back bumper. Now starts to be aggressive, now starts to push David Spossop into an uncomfortable place as they go across the line. Party right now on circuit as they come off the line. Heinonen to lead them out. Look at this, Shanahan and Heinonen go for it. They fire into outside zone 1. Shanahan shallows up the angle, now dives onto the front wheel, avoids contact with Lauri Heinonen. They flick it through inside zone 3, but look at Shanahan. He's absolutely glued to the side of that NASCAR V8 powered 180 SX. They get it all the way through 4 and they look for 5 and it's still there. Oh, wow, what a transition from Connor Shanahan as he now fires back onto the door once again, up onto the inside, more angle thrown at it from both guys.
Inside, very interesting.
Yeah, it starts to creep off the line as soon as they get that green light ready to go, and it will be Shanahan to lead them out, Lauri Heinonen to give chase as they fire in. Lauri Heinonen now, look at this wrap, reels in Shanahan straight away, onto the door he goes as Shanahan wants to lay down a perfect lead line, keeps the front end of that GT86 clean, but Heinonen almost backwards entry into outside zone 4, and look at Lauri Heinonen, he's coming for it now. He means business as he puts that car where it needs to be. The sound of that car in this arena is nothing short of unbelievable. They fire in, they touch body panels, they bang wheels as they get into the wall. Shanahan onto the wall and across the line.
Yeah, I got no idea. No idea.
There we go, no messing around, straight into it. Lauri Heinonen to lead them out as they fire around that first long bit of track into outside zone 1, in and on the wall. Oh, contact once again. These two guys exchanging blows left, right and centre. They fire through that inside zone, back out to outside zone 4 as Shanahan goes for the front wheel. Look at Shanahan driving clever, shallows off the angle, then flicks it to angle, keeps with Heinonen the whole way through, almost takes the back end off the car as they fire into outside zone 6. Heinonen on a flyer, but look at this, it opens the door once again for Connor Shanahan.
Between now and glory, and here we go.
Well, this is it. This could be the one. Lauri Heinonen fires that car from left to right. Big handbrake track, gets on the throttle nice and early, sets himself lovely into that first outside zone. Sherma hits the wall, has to correct, and now they get into it. Now they come through the middle of the circuit. A little bit of grip, a little bit more pace in these cars. Now the track is drying slightly, and look at that from Sherma onto the door. A big dive across the circuit from the Lithuanian. Big angle carried by Lauri Heinonen. He goes over the outside zone, but there's no shaking Benedictus Sherma. He's right with him. He tags the rear wheel, shallows up the angle once again. Oh, and he's almost straight there, is Sherma, as Lauri Heinonen brings him across the line.
Between glory, from the underdog 3 years ago to now the man to beat. Can he seal the deal and take the championship? Sherma goes for the big dive in, and Heinonen fires in on the door, and Heinen's there. Heinonen needs to force the issue here. If he wants to be the 24 champion, he's got to take it from Sherma. He can't expect it to win. Oh, and Lauri Heinonen almost goes in the wall. He avoids it. That was the moment. He got around it, and Lauri Heinonen stays in the mix and on Sherma's door. Heinen's got to be careful here. His both drivers flex the wall with the rear end of the car. They transition back. Heinen's 2 corners from the championship, and he takes the risk. The champion's risk. The risk that no one else would take. Heinen's taken it, and he may just have taken the championship. He's just unmatched anywhere in the world. The car lets go across the finish line. We've got a decision, and that decision is for the 2024 championship. Has he done it? Will he be the first Finnish champion? He will be! Lauri Heinonen is your 2024 champion.
And you can see it. It finally erupts out of him, Dave.